Now, the Teacher Trainee Association of Ghana has also given government a 3-week ultimatum to pay all outstanding allowances due them for the past 6 months. It says it is taking the necessary steps to get government to redeem its pledge made to the trainee teachers before the 2016 elections. And we have on Zoom the president of Teacher Trainee, Dimbi Abdul Manang, to tell us more on what is happening. Dimbi, thank you for your time. What has been the conversation between you and government, and what's the feedback have you received so far?
Thank you very much for the opportunity given. I'll use this opportunity to say good afternoon to all teacher trainees across the 46 public colleges of education. Yes, we have been in talks with government since January, and then with the talks, you would realize that constantly with the engagements, we have always been assured by the government that the monies are going to be paid, until quite recently when tensions were very high and our constituents, as the teacher trainees, were finding difficulty in paying their school fees and other necessities in the various colleges, of which necessitated that we met the government to demand from the government that they should give us a time period of which the allowances would be paid. Now, with that, we were promised that by the end of September, the monies were going to be paid, of which the PRO of the Ministry of Education went on air to also assure that in the middle of September, the monies were going to be paid to teacher trainees. But as it stands now, nothing has been paid yet.
So you mean it's been 6 months, right?
Yes, in a year, we are paid 8 months of allowance.
Right.
And out of these 8 months, the government has paid only 2 months of the allowances. So the arrears we have now are 6 months allowance arrears.
When did your agitations begin, and has government shown any sign of interest in your issues that you've raised so far?
Yes, we started deliberations right from January. The agitations actually started right from January because this is actually the money that we trainees use to support ourselves in the educational sector with regards to our education. Now, from January, we have been engaging the government. Due to the transition period, we were told to relax. We were relaxed with that. Due to the vetting of the ministers, we were told to relax. We relaxed. Due to the health condition of the finance minister, we were told to relax. We relaxed too. And then when the payment was to be made within the 4th month, we were expecting that the 4 months would be paid. But government rather paid 2 months of the allowances and promised that in the middle of July, they were going to pay the other batch of the 2 months. But here we are today, it's already 6 months and nothing has been done.
What is the situation with your members? How are they faring? How are they surviving?
The situation is very bad. It is very bad. As I speak to you right now, level 400 teacher trainees across the country are undertaking an out program, of which you don't hold the out program at your area of residence. The out program is held at your school of residence. So that means that for me, for instance, I am from Wa in the Upper West region. So it means that I will have to have my out program. If I am in Kumasi, I have to have my out program in Kumasi. There's no family around, no family member around. So it means that I have to hire a house, feed myself, move up and down to engage myself in 1 or 2 activities. Now, the just ended academic year ended on the 28th of August 2021, and teacher trainees in level 400 were expected to prepare within 2 weeks for this out program segment. So the question here is where we expect these teacher trainees to get money to cater for themselves. Now, to prospective level 200 and 300 students, they are also scheduled to have observations in our basic school. Due to the fact that most of them were not able to pay their school fees in the previous academic year, the principals had to drive them out of the examination hall, and some of them did not get the opportunity to actually write the end of semester examination. We, however, do not blame the principals because it is from these same allowances that the principals also feed the students. And they also paid just 2 months of the feeding. So out of the 8 months that the government was supposed to pay the teacher trainees for their individual allowances, and then the feeding 2 months were paid. So the principals had to use their internally generated funds actually cater for these students in the colleges. So the burden was becoming too much. So they had to put the burden on the teacher trainees. That was why they drove most of them who were owing out of the examination hall.
That's interesting. This your agitation you say started in January. We are in October. Is there any latest interest shown by government?
Yes, so far since we started, there hasn't been any communication from the government yet. We are still waiting for them to place a call across for us so that we can, settle these issues. Because honestly speaking, the teacher trainee fraternity is actually, in quotes, bleeding at the moment. Now, to add to that, one thing that is also bringing about our agitation is that the allowances were restored for both nursing trainees and teacher trainees. But here is the case that our brothers or compatriots in the nursing sector have been paid their allowances. So we intend to ask ourselves what exactly the problem is. Where is the challenge coming from? But as I speak to you currently, we are calling on the government to honor its promise that it gave us in 2016 when they won the election, actually support us as they actually came out to say. Thank you very much.
How much is an allowance a month?
Yes, a month allowance is 400 Ghana cedis. 200 Ghana cedis goes to the ordinary teacher trainee, while the rest goes to the colleges of education for feeding.
Dimbi, thank you for speaking to Metro News. We'll get back to you subsequently.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. So we just spoke with Dimbi Mana, who is the president of Teacher Trainee Association, and also, agitating about allowances. It's been held for about 6 months, and that is affecting them, according to him. We'll peruse later and bring you some more details depending on what response comes from government. You're watching Metro News here. This is News Beat. It's coming to you live from the